Welcome back to the Stoop, football fans. It's your boy Lolo, and no, we're not on the Stoop. We are actually in Manhattan. We are at Legends Bar and Restaurant. I think that's what it's called.
Filled with Chelsea
but we got to see Arsenal Man City title race. Mark, title race.
Man, I wanted a little more fireworks.
I did.
I wanted a little more fireworks than that, and unfortunately, the fireworks only came from one direction.
The band?
The band One Direction.
Okay, so where do we start with this? I mean, the ambulance is coming right now because they know how I feel. They know I'm about to murder somebody right now because I am so frustrated with a lot of things about this match. And I know a lot of people are going to point at Jorginho and say, okay, Thomas Partey, he's not in the match. That's why we lost.
Right.
And I'm like,
what were you guys calling Jorginho earlier? The double agent? I don't think that's the case.
No, Chelsea fans are calling him the double agent.
The double agent.
Because they're like, oh yeah, how do we keep Arsenal from winning the league? Oh, we send him Jorginho. And you know what? There were some passes I was like, maybe. No, here's the thing. Jorginho was fine. He was absolutely fine. If anything, he was better than Sambi Lakanga, who would have slotted in there.
You know, I gotta say, as far as Lakanga was concerned, I didn't even know he was on the pitch.
Lakanga didn't play.
I thought you said he did.
No, I said
that's why I didn't see him on the pitch.
He actually plays for Crystal Palace now.
Oh shit, that's right.
No, but that's the thing. If we didn't have Jorginho, if Thomas Partey was out, Sambi Lakanga's been filling in for him. Lenny has when he's healthy, but he's not.
Yeah, he's not healthy.
So what I'm saying is Lakanga may have made more errors than Jorginho. Jorginho was very safe. I thought it was very safe playing. And the times when Thomas Partey is like, oh my God, he's a beast, is when he does things like
shoot from 18 yards out.
He does things that if he messes them up, it's very bad for us.
Yeah.
And so Jorginho was like, let me just not fuck this up. Right. And so I felt like, okay. So it's hard to be like, okay. You did your job. You didn't make a shit ton of mistakes. In fact, the bigger change was Tomiyasu coming in for Ben White, and Tomiyasu had a stinker.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Tommy's had so many great games. Sometimes it just happens. And he had a stinker. He had a terrible kick, and I don't think he pulled his head out of his ass for that.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think anyone from Arsenal actually had like a noticeable standout game. I mean, everyone else was just average, and once again, it was another match where it's like, y'all just didn't have your shooting boots. You guys have done fuck all in regards to shots on goal, let alone goals, since the Newcastle game.
So
it's like you guys spent it all for Man United.
So do we talk about Eddie? I mean, is it time to talk about Eddie?
I think we need to talk about Eddie. Look, I think he's can be absolutely brilliant at times, but as far as a long-term, everyday solution at that striker position, nah, this ain't working. This ain't working, and you need Jesus back before it gets out of control.
Here's why it was working. Eddie was putting in work all over the pitch, and then the few opportunities that he had, he was putting them on target and putting a bunch of them in the back of the net.
Right.
Today, I didn't see him putting in the extra work. And then the two clear, open, free headers.
Or the little toe tapper.
Now that one, I can defend him on that one because he's trying to stay onside, and it was still close. It may have been called offside.
His best Antonio impression.
I think he was onside, and then he didn't get to it. Yeah. If he got to it, he would have been offside. Or be faster, be better. I don't know. That one I can forgive him for. The free header that he hits with his shoulder, no. The other one that he just completely misses, no, it's a tight. Here's the thing. If we're going to stick with that, then cool. We are not title contenders. Do not pretend that we are. because title contenders put those away. And they get better as the game goes on. And this is where this match really showed me what Manchester City, the difference between teams like Manchester City and other teams, even teams like Liverpool, that in the past few seasons where they could have won it. And what that showed me was we had our chances in the first half where I thought we were slightly the better team. They had that goal off of a shitty thing. We got the shitty penalty call. I felt like that evened each other out. Yet we had to me, we could have easily been up.
First half, you guys had the upper hand. Second half, you just let it go.
And then once they got that second goal, it was lights out. They were winning every ball, every second ball. The fouls were
definitely. What I saw was what I have always given Arsenal credit for all year long, and we're kind of falling into these old patterns right now, where it's like when bad things happen to Arsenal, you used to just drop your shoulders and go, shit. This season's been very, very different. You're like, no, let's get it back. Let's go. And in 5-10 minutes, you've got an equalizer. This match, those shoulders, they dropped.
Well,
and the chin dropped. And the communication stopped.
It's been the past few weeks, to be honest.
Yeah.
When mistakes happen, there's been a lot more yelling at each other, a lot more... and even like Martin Odegaard going and grabbing Tommy's chin, and what he's saying is, keep your head up, let's go. Was still a bit like aggressive, where like I hate to say, like Tomiyasu's a tough motherfucker, but he's also Japanese, very there's
a certain reserve.
There's where maybe what he needed was more of a. All right, well, let's finish this video. My phone keeps dying and stuff, so basically, Mark, what do you think?
I gotta admit, that played out pretty much how I thought it would. Even though it was at, the Emirates, it just turned out to be what I thought it would be. City is playing with a chip on their shoulder. It's them against the rest of the world, the rest of the league with their 100 different charges of financial fair play. They're angry and they played that way.
This is what fucking pisses me off. Is I feel like if we had played them when we first were scheduled to play them, we were on a tear. We were unstoppable, and they were like shit.
Yeah, you would have won.
Now this like the fucking league hands them this shit. They're like, oh, when do they play Arsenal? Well, let's wait to give them these papers that we're suing them, or like financial fair play shit, until 2 weeks before, because now they're fucking angry. Yeah. They're so angry.
And
so angry.
An angry Pep and an angry City.
Well, and then Pep was like, told Holland that last 2-3 weeks, he told him, you can't score. Do not score. Do not score. And so we've got a rabid beast of a Norwegian.
He was hungry.
He was starving. Hungry. Did you see? He was a maniac.
Yeah.
He only had like 4 touches, and he had an assist and a goal, and probably should have had another one. It's very frustrating. Is it the end of the road for Arsenal?
No, definitely not. But
Definitely not.
You got to find them shooting boots, boys.
Yeah, I think we need to win at the Etihad, and then it's going to come down to, because I feel like City will lose again this season, and Arsenal will lose again this season. Thing is, we're going to lose to weird teams, and I think City loses next week to Nottingham Forest at home. Nottingham Forest is at home. They play terrible away, but at home, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good away, but no, I don't.
No, Nottingham Forest is very good at home.
They're very good at home. But, no.
But, like, those are the matches they're going to lose. They're not going to lose to United again. They're not going to lose to, like, bigger teams and all that.
Right.
So, anyway, come on, you Gunners. I still got faith, and I'm still trusting that process. So, let's go. Peace from New York.